Yeah, good evening, students. So today I would like to tell you about the lesson, particularly 11th lesson of the 10th class, that is Principles of Metallurgy. So this is a brief structure of the lesson, what it contains and all. So what the things will come in the lesson we are going to discuss right now. Here, first one, that is the metallurgy. What is meant by the metallurgy? That means it is the science which tells us how to extract the metals from the earth's crust. In general, the metals are available in compound forms or individually also they are available. So the most abundant metals. So actually where the metals comes from, and the metals comes from the earth crust. So the most of the metals are available in the earth crust, and some of the metals which are available in the uncombined state and some are available in the combined form. So the combined form, some are available, they are called as the minerals, and the minerals from which we can extract the metals in a cheap manner or economically, without economical loss, that they are called as ores. So here if you observe, all ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. So what is the difference between these two means? We can extract the metal, the maximum percentage of the metal we will get from the ore, and mineral also we will get, but the extraction of the metal from the mineral, it is very expensive, and also will not get that much quantity from where we are getting from the ore. So here if you see, there are different types of metals available which are having, according to their reactivity, there are some are highly reactive metals, and some are moderately reactive metals, and some are low reactive metals which are available. So these metals were arranged according to their reactivity, that is called as activity series. What is the use of this activity series? Means we will come to know how to extract the metals and all, and also according to that reactivity, we will utilize different types of extraction metals, materials, and different types of extraction processes. So those things also will come to know. And here, how the metal can be extracted and what are the processes involved in it. If you see, the main thing is there are three processes. One is dressing or concentration. Second one is extraction of the crude metal. And the third one is refining of the metal. So these are the main things, main process which will be taken to the consideration when we are extracting the metal. So first one is dressing or concentration. This is nothing but because we already discussed that ore is, the metals will come from the ore, and the ore is coming from the earth crust. So earth crust, from earth crust it is coming means it will be consisting of so many impurities and all. So to clean that means nothing but the cleaning of the material. Suppose if you got any injury, means you go to the doctor, and doctor will say to the nurse or any of the compounder, dressing, we have to do the dressing for that particular wound. So dressing means what they will do means they will clean it, and they will apply some ointment, and they will take a it will be rounded with a bandage. So like that. Here no bandage will be there. The concentration or dressing means here the impurities what the ore it is having here, it will be cleaned. So it will be taken out. So the impurities also, they will be available in different types of impurities will be available, which are maybe the size may be increased. So large amount of impurities also will be there, like stones and all. So we will utilize different processes for these things to concentrate the ore. So what are they mean? One is hand picking, second one is washing, crop rotation, and magnetic separation. So hand picking means the size of the impurity is more, just we will take it with our hand. So that is called hand picking. And the second one is washing. Washing means if any of the impurities directly may not go, we cannot take it out with our hand. So we utilize certain water to flow on that particular material, so that automatically it will be washed. So maximum impurities will be taken out by this process. So what is the impurity which is present in the ore called as means that is called gangue. So gangue means the impurity which is present in the ore. Next, froth flotation. So froth flotation process, this is particularly utilized for the sulfide ores. Sulfide ores. So here, if you see the ores, how they are available? They are available in different forms. That means I said combined forms and uncombined forms they are available. Uncombined forms, some metal can be extracted like copper, gold, silver, and mercury. And in some of the materials which are available in the compound form, that means combination of the things. So there, the combination of things, they are ores, and there are some of the ores just like bauxite, cinnabar, pyrolusite, horn silver, like this, so many will be there. So in those, they are available in the forms of sulfides, carbonates, oxides, and chlorides. So if these type of sulfates also they are available. So if these things are available means in those particularly sulfide ores will be utilized, they can be concentrated, or dressing and concentration can be done for that, for those things they are called the froth flotation process. Froth flotation process will be there, large tank will be there, a large tank will be there. The tank is there means in that, so one particular thing like this, one tank will be there, and one pipe will be there which consisting of certain holes, and through this hot air will be pumped into this, so that what happens if you have taken any sulfide ore and have taken mix it with water and all, so it will be, because of the more air present here, so on fry just some bubbles like structure like this, froth will become. Froth will come. So that froth means nothing but this is the ore, sulfide ore which we have taken. It will become in the form of this thing, and the impurities will come at the bottom of that particular tank. So large amount of ore we are taking, so that's why a large tank we will take, not the small ones. So there they will be collected, and that the froth will be collected, and it will be dried for some time. So then it will be utilized for the next process, next step. Okay. In the same manner, here also the magnetic separation. So magnetic separation also, there are from the earth, if you have taken any of the ore, which consisting of there may be the materials which are magnetic materials which are having the magnetic property. So magnetic materials will be there. So how to separate, sir? And magnetic and non-magnetic materials will be there. It is not easy to separate them. So to make it easy, we utilize separating these type of magnetic materials. We'll use processes called as magnetic separation. So what will be there means there will be two wheels will be there, and ore we will take, and it will be those two will be joined with a belt-like structure, and one wheel will be fixed, and this is non-magnetic wheel, and the other wheel will be there, which is a magnetic wheel. So when ore place it here and this belt, the belt will move, when the one wheel will be moving. So automatically the other wheel also moves. So the ore comes to here, and when it comes to this particular thing, the magnetic materials are already, any of the magnetic material is there. This is the magnetic wheel, so it will be attracted by the magnetic wheel, and the remaining non-magnetic substances will be separated. And after that, when the belt is continuously moving, this magnetic, until they are attached to the magnetic wheel, that magnetic materials will be there. After that, when it comes like this at this particular place, those magnetic materials will be also, they will come back. They will come down. So automatically, in this manner, by utilizing this magnetic wheel and non-magnetic wheel, the magnetic substances and non-magnetic impurities which are present in a particular ore will be separated by this process. So in this manner, the particular ore what we have taken, to extract the metal, the first step was the concentration or brushing. So if the concentration or brushing, hand picking, washing, froth flotation, and magnetic separation will be there. So all these things will happen and will be done like this. And the second one, extraction of the crude metal. And previously I said there are types of metals which are highly reactive, moderate reactive, and low reactive. So in this, the processes, different types of, depending upon the reactivity of the materials or the metals which are present in that particular compound, we utilize different processes. So the metal which is having, which is high reactive, like sodium, calcium, potassium and all, magnesium, aluminum and all, we utilize a process called as electrolysis to extract the material. So first, in the first step we have taken this one, and the second step we will will extract the metal, crude metal from that. And the second one, in that electrolysis process will be utilized for the highly reactive process, and the second displacement process will be utilized for the low reactive metals, and for this moderate reactive metals reduction process will be there. In this process also electrolysis, displacement, and just displacement means we will heat it or we will add with the another material any of the other compounds, so that displacement happens, and thereby we will get the extraction. We can directly extract the material. So whereas the reduction means in this so many types of reductions will be there. Chemical reduction is there, or that means adding some chemicals to that any of the material or what we have taken. So thereby it will be reduced, and we will get can extract that particular material. So in this particular process, we will utilize some of the furnaces here. So that means we have to heat that material to extract the metal from that. So there some type of heatings will be there. One is a smelting process, and the second one is roasting, and the third one is calcination. So smelting process, for these purposes we utilize some furnaces. Furnace means just like a stove, what we are doing at our home, but that is not the stove. It consisting of large amount of heat will be produced there. So you will be having a blast furnace, so that will be utilized for this smelting process, and roasting means reverberated furnace will be utilized for this roasting, and the calcination also one more process we will utilize. So what is meant by this smelting, roasting, and calcination means here all these things are pyrochemical reactions. Pyrochemical reactions means we utilize a large amount of heat will be utilized here with the help of some any other material, and thereby we will separate the compound, and we will extract the metal what is required from that. So in the presence of oxygen, if it is there, we heated any of the ore, that is called as roasting. In the absence of oxygen, if we heat any of the ore, that is known as calcination. And the smelting means here also no air will be there, and from the separately there is no need to take that. If we have taken the ore means particularly the smelting process is utilized for the extraction of the iron metal. When iron metal is extracted, we will utilize this smelting process. So after extraction of these things and this refining metal also taken place, and any other impurities are present in it. So here we will utilize this. In this smelting process, we will utilize some of the materials like, so I already said gangue. Gangue means it is the impurity present in the ore. So if in the first process we concentrated it, that means we dressed it or concentrated it, and even though there are any of the impurities present in that particular ore, that will be removed in this extraction of the crude metal. Particularly in the smelting process, we utilize any of the material, the substance. We utilize one substance to remove the gangue from the ore. So that is called as flux. So when this gangue and flux combine together, we get a material. We get one more substance. That means an extract. That means we can take that material out from that metal. So that is known as a slag. So because of the combination of gangue and flux, we will get a certain thing. That is known as a slag. So that means gangue and flux. So gangues may be acidic or basic, and fluxes may be acidic or basic. So here what we are doing is to remove that material, simply we are neutralizing that. So if the gangue is in the acidic form, we utilize flux as a base, and gangue is in basic form, we utilize the flux as acid. So that means base and acid. So neutralization takes place. So it will not. What happens here? We will get a slag only. So it will not divert that particular extraction of the material. So metals, what we are saying. Okay. In all these cases, we can extract these metals. And in the second, the third one is the first step is after the extraction of the crude metal. Even though we have utilized this flux to remove the impurities, again any of the impurities are present. There may be impurities which are present in the form of the impurities which we cannot see with our naked eyes. So they may be in the form of gases also. So to remove that also, we utilize electrolytic refining, boiling, equation, and distillation. These are the processes we utilize to remove any of the material, any of the particular impurities present, and we will get the extract pure form of the metal will be extracted. So we can say that the 99.9% pure metal material will come to us if we did this refining the metal also. Okay. And particularly in this lesson, the diagrams, reverberated furnace, transportation and the manganese separation are there. Actually, we'll discuss all these things in detail, the extraction of the materials, metals, how the high reactive metals will be extracted, low reactive metals will be extracted, and moderate reactive metals will be extracted in there. Another video, but just I would like to give the brief thing about the principles of metallurgy lesson. And these are the things, if you read all these things in this particular lesson, it is enough for you. And the important things is there will be three diagrams. One is reverberated furnace, transportation and manganese separation. So these three diagrams are there. So these may come. So reverberated furnace is a very important diagram for 4 marks. This transportation also may come for 4 marks, or it may be given for 2 marks. So these two are for 2 marks, it may be given. This for 4 marks, it is compulsory. And one more activity is there, that is corrosion. So what is meant by corrosion is nothing but the deterioration of the metal. So all metals are there, means all metals may not be corroded, only except 2-3 metals are there, but remaining metals will be corroded. That means when they react into the atmosphere, atmospheric air and the water vapor present in it, so automatically what happens means if it is reacted, if it is placed in the atmosphere, means they will form their sulfides or oxides. So thereby corrosion, the deterioration of the metal will come, and that means the metal may be change its color, as well as one layer will be formed on that. So you will observe the changes in the color. Suppose if you see the copper material, it will be in the green color, it will be turned, and silver if you see it will be turned into black color, and iron, if you see any nails are there, things are there, means it will be turned into some brown color, like the brownish red color. So here there is one activity which tells the corrosion. That means any metal to be corroded, means for corrosion of the material there are 2 things are required, air and water. So air and water both are essential for corrosion. That activity is there. So for that purpose there is nothing to do more. We have to take 3 test tubes, we have to name it as A, B, C, and in the first test tube A, we have to place some water, and we have to place these two nails. We have to take 2 nails, and they are kept in that test tube in such a way that half of the nail will be in the water and half of the nail in the A, and it will be, and one cork we have to place it on the A. Next test tube B, we have to take some lukewarm water, and we have to place that particular nails to be dipped completely in that particular water, and we have to pour some coconut oil. Why we have to pour that coconut oil on the surface of that particular water means to avoid air presence. So that means no air can be entered into the water if we pour some coconut oil on the surface of the water. So, and again that also have to cork it, B, test tube B. And in the C test tube we have to take anhydrous calcium chloride, and we have to take 2 nails again in that test tube also, third test tube also. So if you place, and we have to keep those test tubes undisturbed for a few days. And after a few days, if you observe, the test tube B and C, the nails which are there in test tube B and C will not be corroded, and the test tube A, the nails which are there in test tube A will be corroded. So with this activity, what we can prove means for corrosion, air and water both are essential. So like this type of activity is also important. What are the methods to avoid the corrosion? So those things you already know that one is painting, second one is galvanization, and third one is utilizing the bisphenol, like chemical like bisphenol on the surface of that particular metal. So these things with the painting also, utilizing these things we can avoid the corrosion. So this is the thing actually how to read to get good marks in this particular principles of metallurgy. So there is a chance of high chance of getting 4 marks, particularly either diagram or the activities what are there, and definitely 1 mark questions will come, and also 2 marks questions also chance is there, and the differences also may come from this. Okay. All the best for you. Thank you.